This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Welcome to Wrestling with Entertainment. I'm Johnny McMetal, and this is the interview about me.
Hello, and welcome to the show with Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Playout One Coffee. I am, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with Johnny McMetal!
The one and only.
One and only. How are you, Johnny?
It's good. Busy winter, busy summer behind, and the winter coming up. So brace yourselves. The winter is coming to north.
Well, where is Johnny coming, event-wise?
Sorry?
Where are you coming, event-wise? What shows do you have coming up?
What shows am I coming up?
Where are you wrestling next?
Next?
Yes.
Unknown so far now. We have yet unclosed shows, so don't know when I'm gonna wrestle next time, to be honest, because it's been a busy summertime, and during the winter time there's less wrestling shows with our company, unfortunately. So hopefully soon enough again. Maybe I will go to Sweden if we don't get something in Finland.
Okay. And where can we find you on social media and your merchandise?
Merchandise is on the show venues, but only have not put up any web shops. But the social media is always basically a real Johnny Rider. So Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I guess that's it. No, so I'm old schooler. I'm the guy who used to do things with the land phones, you know. So I'm not very good with social medias and stuff.
I gotcha. And you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube in Castbox.
It's cool. Let's go there. Check out my everything that I have there. The old stuff, the new stuff, and follow.
Oh yeah. Alright, let's get into it. You work for Slam Wrestling. Can you tell us about your relationship with the company and Starbuck?
Yeah, I've been now with the Slam Wrestling now for about 1.5 years, I guess. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy to be there, part of the Slam Wrestling family. Since especially that, like you said, the Starbuck is there coaching the company. So Starbuck was the guy who trained me in the beginning, 21 years ago, something like that. So it's been a long road for me and a buck, and so yeah, I'm happy to be with the best in Finland.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you had a pretty bloody match against Starbuck once, no?
Yeah, that was about. I like that you've done your homework because it's really good. Yeah, that was about. In Finland, it's been a bumpy road with the wrestling business, and there's been companies up and down and switching names and owners and stuff during the road, and at one point I hopped off to do some reality TV in Finland for a couple of years, So I was off the wrestling business, and then I came back about 2009, 2010, and so I wasn't getting along too well with Starbuck. I thought like he's a really egoistic, self-centered bastard, and so I wanted to show him that I'm the new boss around. So we went full feud there. so and it ended up after this one event that was in Helsinki, where it was a really brutal match, and in the end I busted Starbucks face open so badly that the whole canvas of the ring was just full of bloody pools, and it was horrible. It was really horrible. I remember in the end, at one point I was laying on my back on the ring. I had just gotten something in, I took a bomb. I was down, and Starbuck came. He was standing over me, and I felt how he was just dripping the blood on my face, and my eye sockets, they were filled with his blood. So I couldn't open my eye. It was just like scraping the blood off my eyes there. I couldn't see anything. There was so much blood. I heard that a couple of the people from the audience, that they left they couldn't watch it. It was too much blood. It was just horrible.
Continue.
I remember later on, just like recent years, people are still kind of coming and ask from me that, like, did you guys just did you just want to put your other to hospital? Did you really, like, in real life kind of way, did you just try to kill each other, or what? The people didn't know if it was real or if it was just if it was a story.
I mean, that is the goal of pro wrestling, right?
Yeah.
But
that's funny when the locker room people or the other wrestlers are also coming to ask that question. That's when you think, like, okay, maybe we did that too well.
I'm assuming that he wasn't supposed to bleed as much as he did, no?
Yeah, I don't know. If he took aspirin or something like that to thin the blood, and you might just sometimes cut yourself too much. So it happens.
Well,
so yeah.
Well, like you mentioned, you were one of Starbucks for students, a part of the original class of Finnish wrestlers, and you're one of only 2 that are still currently wrestling. What does it kind of mean to you to be one of the first, and to still be going out strong today?
It means a lot to me, and I truly hope that the wrestlers, especially the newest ones that have not, like, for example, in our company in Slam Wrestling, we have Adler. He's a Estonian wrestler, and he was born when I started wrestling.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it kind of like gives the point of like perspective, the point of view, to see that they might not know that how, like, it's mind-blowing that there's been wrestling for as long as they have been existing, and that some of us are still wrestling. so but yeah, it means a lot to me, and I truly hope that the newest ones also respects that we've been through a long road to get us there where we are standing right now.
And obviously the other one that's still wrestling is Stark Adler. You had a
Stark Adler, yeah.
pretty intense rivalry a while back ago. One that had a 2 out of 3 falls match and an I Quit match. Can you tell us about that rivalry with Stark?
Stark Adler and me, we were like you said, we were the first two to start in Finland. There was a bunch of other guys too, but we are the two left of all from the first class. And like we started our journey in wrestling as a tag team. The first ever match we had was a tag team match, where me and Adler were tag team partners. And well, wrestling is what it is. So we've been foes and fellows during the years, many times back and forth. And of course, there's the mutual respect for each other always, for the reasons of being, especially for being from the original cast of Finland. And so yeah. It's hard to say because it's respect. We are friends, and the match, especially the later ones, it's always been more like competitive, like as just trying to see which one gets the longer stick, But it's always been for respect. There's never been a feud between us. It's just all right. So they put us together now. The match faced each other like last, I think it was February, or something like that. Like we had a match for our 20 years of wrestling, like anniversary match.
Right. But
It was just a basic match, but and I won.
well, that's always a good thing. But can you tell us, obviously you've known Stark from the beginning. In that 20-year anniversary match, what were some of the differences you saw in yourself and Stark in that same respect?
The difference, you mean like difference between from, if I compare it to the matches we have had 10 years ago, something, or
yes.
Yeah, well, we've grown older, and I've gotten to be a little bit bigger and fatter than I was in the beginning. I've got like 15 kilos more in myself. Starkadder he's been more stable with his body structure, but I've been growing larger, and that has of course affected my way to be able to do stuff in a ring, and therefore my style has been evolving quite much, from being more high flyer in the beginning to this more brawling and slamming guy that I'm nowadays. But like if I would say in the beginning I was more like a brawler, high flyer, and now I'm slammer, brawler. So no high flying for me anymore. but for Starkadder, it's been I think he's remained quite the same through all these 20 years. He's grown older also, so he's not like the young Python anymore that he was in the beginning. So I think that's my advantage nowadays, that I'm a bit younger than he is.
Now, can you tell us about Saint?
About what?
Saint,
my former character.
yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Saint. I started with that name. Unfortunately, later I found out that there's actually a legendary wrestler called Johnny the Saint in England,
Yes.
which I didn't know then. When I figured out I was thinking Johnny has always been there, like as a name, but I figured that I wanted something, the Undertaker, the Rock kind of thing, name that people could use instead of having like name. You know what I mean? First name, last name. So I was like thinking, what could be kind of like a name that would be talking about my character that I had in my mind, and I came up with the Saint, like kind of like the idea. I got it from Val Kilmer movie, The Saint, and it's as at first I was in the impression that I would be face in a ring, so I thought I would be like a hammer of justice kind of guy, that I lay down the justice in a ring and being there for the Saint, like a good guy. But after first two matches, after the first two matches, they made me heel, and then the name kind of just came sarcastic, I think. So I made it to be. I figured that I'm not gonna change the name just because they make me heel. That would be just confusing. So I stood up with the name The Saint, and even though I became very not sainty person as a character, but it was, I think because the Finnish language is different than English language, and for if you say the Undertaker, the Saint, the Rock, whatever, Finnish people, they just see stage name, and they don't see the meaning of the name. So I figured, like, what the hell? Until I found out that there's actually Johnny the Saint in England. So all the respect for him.
Yeah.
So I changed when I came back in 2010-9, something around. I decided I just ditched that away, the Saint, and stick with the first name, last name basis.
Right. And I mean, it has done wonders. You was the FCF Heavyweight Champion. I believe that was at a time where if you were the only heavyweight champion in Finland. What did it mean to you to win that championship and be the pro wrestling representative of Finland?
That was, I can't say it was great. I can't say it was bad. Something between there, because the story was that when I came back 2010, and I was, like I said, that I had just been a year, 2 years going around in Finland, reality TV stuff, and I was like kind of famous, and the name was hot. And so when I came back to wrestling 2009-10-ish, I told to the management of FCF that it would be wise to use this moment now. And well, I got my feud with Starbuck, and I'm really happy about it. It was really fun, and we did that. It was really good, and it still remains as a legend kind of a feud. But after that, I thought, like, now is the last chance to give me the belt before the name fades away to the forgotten realms of all the past life reality TV stars, you know.
Right.
It's 15 minutes of fame, and if you don't use it, then it's gone, and that's it. So when 2014, so 4 years later or 5 years later or something like that, they finally dropped me the belt. I was like, yeah, okay. And it came kind of like a surprise. I got to know about it the day that we were having the match. and it was really good on the matter that my father was there and to see the match, and it was like this event that there was media, the press was there also, so I think they tried in FCF management to make it work, but they were 4 years late. So it kind of didn't catch the fire as maybe they hoped, and I knew it. And then the booking team of FCF Wrestling, they fucked it up. They just gave me a couple of defense and like meaningless defense, no story, nothing there to work with, just random defense. And that was like, what am I gonna do with this? I can't work with this. I need to tell the story. I want this to mean something. But the booking wisely, it was bad for me. And then they just make this ladder match where I had to defend it against 4 other guys or something like that, or 5 other guys, and drop the belt the next one. Fuck that shit. That was shit. Fucking ladder match. So yeah, that was just a couple of defenses, lasted for a few months, and that was just, it looks good on a CV, but that's it. That was meaningless.
I gotcha. Do you think that they just maybe didn't understand the impact of you doing the reality TV? That could have been, a lot of eyes on you really quickly?
Yeah, later on, at one point, we had another wrestler that Jessica Lobb, and she was a hot topic in Finland, like the name. She was on the TV and stuff, and the only and the first transgender wrestler in Europe and stuff like that. So I told them many times, like, put her on top, push her. She's hot now, and they didn't do it. And I'm just like, that the booking of FCF Wrestling was just always horrible bullshit. There was a couple of good stories that they wrote during the years, but which I was not unfortunately part of. But the storytelling of booking is vital in my opinion in wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't have a story to tell in a wrestling match, it's just a wrestling match that starts when the bell rings and ends when the bell rings another time, and there's not a lot to tell.
Well, that being said, can you tell us about the food fight you were recently in?
Food fight. Oh shit, yeah. There's this one of these in Slam Wrestling. We had this one of the new guys. Well, new. He's been wrestling, I think, a couple of years now. He's a former boxer, and Mika Forsström, and I'm the old fox in a ring now. Okay, well, the old wolf in a ring, and then there's a bunch of these new guys with me in Slam Wrestling, and so they put me a match with Mika. So I go like, oh yeah, sure, why not? I like to be booked. I want to have matches, so I go to this match with him, and during the springtime this year, and so I gave him a little lesson. All right, I kicked him in the balls or something. I don't remember. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
Allegedly.
So things happens around, and he's coming to revenge that, and so and so and so. And during the summertime, this we had this actually it was kind of nostalgic that we had this Snacky Slam wrestling show thing which is it's the same show event that I 2014, if I remember correctly, when I won the championship, was the same event back in then. So this summer we had this event happening, and I was going to fight against Mika again. He wanted revenge, and I'm like, okay, if you want to get your ass kicked, you can come and get your ass kicked. I don't mind. Like, I like kicking your ass. And he comes into no disqualification match. Like, all right, that's fine with me. So now I can legally kick you in the balls without referee being able to say anything about it. Okay, if you want that, we are welcome to that to get your balls kicked again. And this time I will put you down like good. And then at one point we are outside the ring, and he comes with this plate full of burgers. And he starts like throwing them at me, like, what the hell? That was I don't ever never want to do that again. I mean, the mayonnaise and everything was all over my hair, my eye sockets, my ears, it was everywhere, and it smelled so awful. You can just only imagine the heat of the summertime and the mayonnaise all over you. That's not a good combination at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just horrible, and yeah, I don't ever want to do that again. I heard about the idea earlier, like week or two before the event. Like, hey, I want you guys to do the food fight. No. Good joke. Yeah, good joke. Then on the day the event was, all right, look, the burgers are coming now there. No, I thought it was a joke.
They was not really
Yeah, guys, do that. Oh God, that was horrible. Like, it was fun. Yeah, now I can put the marking to my books that food fight done.
Well, you mentioned it a couple of times. You kind of stepped away from pro wrestling in 2006. You returned in 2009.
Yeah.
What ultimately made you step away from pro wrestling, and what brought you back?
There had been two companies in Finland that therefore. The first one was the Valhalla Pro Wrestling when Starbuck was training us, and that lasted for a year, maybe, if even that, until it was like a little bit more than half a year, and the company was done. And so we put up a new company, this Pro Wrestling Finlandia, and then we made our debuts and stuff like that within that company, and we started from the scratch. We had like a bunch of half a year wrestle trained guys, and no coach, nothing. We were just like, okay, now we know the basics of the wrestling, and we start doing the wrestling. And Starbuck wasn't part of that company because nobody liked him. And so we went without him, and we did that for a few years, few good years till the 2006 when the Pro Wrestling Finlandia, they were like, the owner was like, okay, I'm done with this. Like, this is just too much work for no money and stuff like that. So it wasn't benefiting, and she grew tired of it, and I guess. So she was like, I'm quitting now. So you guys, if you want to continue wrestling, you got to figure out something without me. So they start putting up the new company, the FCF Wrestling. And Starbuck was coming to into the fold again on that point. So I was like, I was not getting along with Starbuck. A lot of other guys weren't coming along with Starbuck. And so we were like, okay, you put up FCF and I go my other way. So I went to another way. And so yeah, I kind of like divided the wrestlers into two groups at that point in Finland. And I went the other way, and FCF was the other way that I was not part of.
And what brought you back in 2009?
I had done my celebrity years at that point, so I was thinking that it never went away. I love wrestling. It's deep in me that the love for wrestling. So 2009, I was I came to a couple of shows to watch the shows, and went to talk to Starbuck. Like, okay, what if we just call a truce and start from a fresh ground? I'd like to be back to wrestling, and if you would be willing to bring it up on the company that I would be wanting to come back, and I have something on my plate that I can offer, the hot name of mine, and they accepted it, so I came back.
Okay. Now, another interesting thing I noticed, and it was a little bit more pronounced back in the day, was your face paint. Very much kind of Ultimate Warrior-esque, no?
Yeah, that face paint. Yeah, it's in my poster pictures at the moment. 2007. It was we had this okay, let's go even a bit further back. When I started as the Saint, I had this one eye face painting that I drew, and it was kind of like this eye of Ra or Horus or whatever, like this Egyptian thing with a little twist of Nordic tribal stuff. I was trying to be some mystical character with the Saint, so I had that face painting back then. And then we had this one summer during at some point of the FCF years. We had this. It was actually part of that tour that we did with the Snacky Slam events, and there was this 90s festival in 90s music festival in Helsinki the same weekend. So we decided in FCF that we are going to do like 90s theme wrestling show of that one event. And so the point was like, make your characters more 19-ish. How could you say? Anyway, the point. So I was like, okay, how do I make Johnny McMetal being more 19s in a musical theme, the style, the clothing, stuff like that. So I figured out that I was wrestling as a face at the moment. So I thought like, well, I'll just put this Ultimate Warrior kind of face paint on me, and I liked it. It looked good, so in my opinion at least. So it was fun and quite simple and easy to do myself. So I thought like, oh, maybe I will use this more after that. So it kind of came a thing with me for a while, for a few years.
All right. Now, I think it's time for Johnny's Bizarre Adventure. you're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh, I've been kind of unlucky / lucky that I don't have actually anything funny or weird or anything up or down things happen during my road trips. Like at one point I owned my motorbike, and it was the point when we departed. The other guys put up the FCF wrestling, and I went with the other guys, and so we did this son of a bitch wrestling, SOB. So we did this kind of like, it was bar fighting more like. We went to the bars and we put the mattresses down on a floor of the bar to the dance floor, and we did wrestling on the bars. So no ring, but well, we tried to do at least something. It was fun. Like, it was fun. We did these kind of like rock and wrestling concept things. There was a rock bands, punk bands. We did the fighting there on a bar, and it was fun. There was tattoo artists doing tattoos. I got my first tattoo on that tour. And I had my motorbike back then, so I went everywhere with my motorbike, and that was so cool. I miss my motorbike. But we had this one wrestling show in far away in like in the mid parts of Finland, and it was already autumn at that point, and it was cold nights, and when you're driving motorbike and it's cold night, it's really chilly to drive. We didn't have any accommodations at that wrestling, so if I don't remember wrong, like we didn't have any hotels or anything like that. So I figured, or if we did, I just decided, for some reason I decided to just drive after the evening when the bar closes. So I just decided I will drive home for a few hundred kilometers in the middle of the night. But it was cold to drive back, and there was this one really hot blonde girl on a bar, and she was like just like talking to me all evening and stuff like that. And but I wasn't sure. I thought like she was having a boyfriend or something like there. This one other guy who was like a friend of my friend, like guy. So I was like really confused about the situation. Like, is this a test, or what's happening? So I just decided I'm not gonna ruin anything. Like, I don't want to piss off anybody or anything. There was also motorcycle gangs like involved in this stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna mess around with this thing. I'm gonna play for sure, safe and sure, and just drive home. And later on, like I met these guys later on, and he was like the guy who I thought was like the boyfriend of the girl. He came to me like, "Where did you go, guy? We're about to get late." Oh. Well, I drove home. But yeah, nothing really funny has ever happened. Just little hiccups like that, but nothing like really good stories to tell from the roads.
I mean, that was a pretty good one, I would say.
But yeah, it's always like, especially the later years, it's been like, as a family man, and nowadays like I stick around with my family more. So I don't do long weekends anymore. I just drive to the place, do my wrestling, and drive back home, even if it's a long day or a long drive. just to be sure that I'm sticking around home more often. So no good stories except those that I hear from other guys that they've been fooling around. So I'm happy with that.
Well, I would say that this is a pretty bizarre adventure, to say the least. You was on Big Brother.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that experience?
Well, that was during the years that like I said, like the 2006 when I departed from the other group of the wrestlers that we did the bar fighting stuff with the SOB wrestling, and the other guys went to put up the FCF. And during those 4 years that I was 3-4 years that I was away from the ring, I did my reality TV, which started with the Big Brother. Like I had done some name for myself, I think, as within the wrestling part, and like my name started to be whispered around the Finland. People start to know the name a bit. So I think I did this. I was accidentally ended up to do the Mr. Finland competitions, like this, like beauty competition for men. And I was a handsome young man. So I accidentally ended up there. Well, I was tattooed, long-haired guy, so I didn't really see myself like as a winner there ever. But it was like what the hell? Let's see. Let's see.
I mean, it wasn't that much of an accident. You came in second.
No, not second. I came with there was no second places. There was just the winner and the princess, and then there was, I got this special title like Mr. Style or something like that. But nevertheless, I was too different. I wasn't like the description of Ken Barbie, to be honest. So anyway, after that competition, my name was first time in the magazines of Finland and stuff like that. And then it was the third season of Big Brother in Finland coming up and that year, and the producer called me. Well, he didn't call me, but he sent me a message on Facebook. Facebook was just coming up, and I was just like, what, 2008? Yeah. So Facebook came 2007 or something. So 2008 was this event. The producer, anyway, he sent me a message on Facebook, like, hey, I want you to compete on this on this Big Brother. I want you to be part of the cast. And I was like, nah, I don't like that stuff. Like the idea of being watched 24/7. I don't like that. It's not very nice thing, you know.
Right.
So I passed. And then second day, like it was like, well, just think about it. And second day he messaged me again, like, hey, come on, what do you say? Come on. Like I still don't like the idea. Like, do you even like? I haven't watched the show from TV, so why? I go to shower, you show it to people. I go to pee or do a shit. Like you show it or what? I don't understand. So what's the point of like people just living in a house or what? Just come on. No, I'm not coming. I said no. Third day, he messaged me again. Come on, seriously, I really want you to be. You would be so good fit to this. All right, okay. Third time is a charm. All right, I'll come. So I went to the Big Brother, and I was there for 2 weeks, and people still remember me from that. It was horrible experience. Like, it wasn't the worst thing. It surprised me that it was not the worst thing that you were watched 24/7. The worst thing was that what they did to provoke us in the house. Like in the interviews that I gave before, they wanted to know the backgrounds and stuff. So they interviewed us about a bunch of stuff. So what's your favorite music? What's your favorite movie? what kind of food do you like, what things you couldn't live without, and such and such and such. So they used those answers against you. So I said I couldn't live without coffee or meat. I need meat and coffee. I couldn't live without them. And what do? They restrict the house from coffee and meat. So that's what they did, and that was horrible. And they had this firefighter team going on a week, on the second week that I was there, where we had the firefighter gear outside the house, and every time there was a fire alert, we had to go put the gear on and go to the mission area where might be a fire or not. And so they did that in the middle of the night, surprising moments when you least expect that is the worst moments when it could happen. Sometimes they did like 3 times in a row, so we just put the gear on, run there, no alarm, we hit the button that no fire, we go back inside, take the gear off, and hit it again, alarm, oh shit, we just got off the gear. Just pushing us, pushing. So it was really horrible 2 weeks for me in that matter.
Well, was Paradise Hotel any better?
Yeah, it was better, a lot better. I can tell. I would recommend it for anyone. Honestly, it was really nice. I would call it more like a human strategy game, where you have to play really tough and also sneaky game with relations with other people, where you really need to be not too strong, so other people won't vote you out. You need to be not too weak, so people don't see you as a weakness, so they want to keep you there, and make some friends there yet still. And in the end, yeah, when you have somebody who you can trust from the opposite sex, that you hold together, like, all right, we are gonna go through all the way to the end, and you need to be able to trust each other 100%. And yeah, so I made friends. We had a good alliance there with a few people. We managed to vote other people out, and then there was only us, our friendship group left. So that's when the shit starts, because then you need to vote your friends out.
Right.
They didn't really like it, and then came the part when the people that had been voted out came in to vote who's the winner two people. And of course, because I was the guy who played the game to vote them out, I was the one who they voted out then. But I got to the finals. So it's a good thing.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's what I tried to tell them, but no.
No, No, you were also a part of the Tough Viking obstacle course. What was that like?
Well, that's an event that goes around, I think, the whole Scandinavia, Finno-Scandinavia, or whatever you want to call this area of the world. It's an event that happens every year. It's you put yourself to a competition where you really really push yourself to the limits of your strengths and cardio and everything. It's really fun. I truly recommend for everyone who is in at least some kind of shape. I like the idea of the competition. There's a lot of obstacles that challenges you, and basically you're just running the course through against yourself, but then testing your limits, but and abilities and skills. But the one year I went there to volunteer as a worker. I was there working on this one obstacle course, and it was, I liked it. People were happy and enjoying their time, and it was really good. And I for compensation for my volunteer work, they gave me the next year you can do the course for yourself for free. So I went and did it, and it was fun. Survived. I made it all the way through the end. But yeah, it's there's a lot of different kind of like these competitions every year, like color obstacle rushes and whatsoever's, and they're fun. But this is the one that really puts you to the limits of your skills and abilities.
All right. Now, the name of the series was in Finnish, so I had to translate it. Maybe it kind of got a little bit mistranslated. I'm not sure. But can you tell us about the series you did, Bad Dad, on YouTube?
Oh yeah, the Bad Dad. It would be the translation from Finnish to English. Bad Dad.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about my daughter. Not directly about the daughter, but the story of me fighting the rights to my child, because it's a common thing in the world that unfortunately fathers have no rights to their children without fighting in a court first, which is wrong. So I wanted to make awareness of this situation in a world that this is not the way it's supposed to be, that fathers are not allowed to be in a part of their children's life if mother denies it, unless if you go through a court. It shouldn't be the case. So I did a podcast series about it, and the fight still goes on. I have a next court date still coming up, and it's been now 4 years I've been fighting in courthouses.
Wow.
So yeah, fight goes on, but unfortunately there's mothers in the world, and fathers also. I've heard there's always exceptions, but there's unfortunately, let's say, parents that are trying to deny the other parent of the children to be part of their lives, even if there's no logic in it other than to just, I don't want to.
Right.
Mentality.
I mean, hey, it's a good fight.
It is important fight.
Yes. Now, can you tell us if there is any meaning behind your tattoos?
There's a lot of tattoos and a lot of and every one of them has a meaning. So yeah, for example, I have this large Indian skull, the skull of an Indian chief in my back, the whole back, and it's kind of also related that I have this here dream catcher. I've always felt like this connection or deep interest to Native American cultures, the people and the culture, and therefore I've been studying it on my own time a lot, and there's a deep respect from me to. I'm a man of nature myself. Like I love forests and nature in all. So I feel like there's a lot of common ground between me and my personality, my desires, where my soul rests with Native American people. So yeah, for example, that is my respect and for the culture and the people of them. There's a big wolf on my here in my arm, for example. It's always been a lone wolf in my life. I like to be a lot alone. I walk my own paths and stuff like that. So I'm a lone wolf. I know that wolves are usually a pack of animals, but I'm a lone wolf. So there's one wolf. It's also surrounded by a map because I'm a little bit traveler myself. I like to travel, and there's a compass also included there, which is also part of the map. And travelings and especially going with the old school traveling, like you just backpack and go to nature. There's a lot of skulls tattooed in me. And yeah, they are telling me that I'm a bad guy, I guess. No, not really. Just like skulls. I think it's part of the rock culture.
Right.
There's a Metallica ninja star tattooed in my elbow because I like Metallica music.
Oh yeah.
That's a simple one. I have fire tattoos in my arm because I was a boxer before I start wrestling, and it's my force hand, the backhand. So it was a fiery hand. It's also a Mjolnir, the hammer of Thor, in my hand. So part of my keen interest to Nordic mythology. So fun stories, if you could say.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of tattoos.
I gotcha.
Everything has a meaning. Everything has a story or meaning. Also have a big tattoo on my thigh. There's my daughter's name and her birthday in Yggdrasil tree, which is the tree of life in northern Nordic mythology.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, I think that's a great segue into the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you.
Never ask the fully tattooed guy about the question about the meaning of the tattoos. You'll get a full book story.
Well, let's say that they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
I guess there would be at least Metallica. The song might be the Ride the Light, from Ride the Lightning album, but the song would be the For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Okay.
That was my entrance music during the Saint years, and definitely one of my favorite songs from Metallica. Also, the lyrics, they are also they could be kind of like working for, if you think about the story of a life and a movie. What else songs there would be? I think there might be Finnish metal music also something, because that would be selling. Maybe Sentence Said, because it's
I said okay.
Yeah, Sentence Said, it's not anymore the guitarist leader of the band. He died a few years after they ended their career when they were still on the top. But yeah, it's great music, Finnish metal music. If you like metal music, it's a bit melancholic music, but a lot of songs like "I Kill Myself" and stuff like that. But "Suicider" is the name of the song. But anyway, so there's a lot of don't listen to lyrics too hard, but it's pretty good melodic metal music. I like it. Also would be telling the story of me being a Finnish person, being a Finnish band, Finnish metal music, like the metal music as I am. I have Megadeth shirt on me right now, but yeah, I like Megadeth songs, but maybe it's not on a movie. I don't know. Hard to tell. The next other two ones, there's too much. Maybe there would be some surprising element coming from something like Prodigy or some actual hardstyle disco music or something like that, as being a part of my DJ life.
Well, I mean, it's your movie. You could put whatever songs you want in it.
Hell yeah.
Right. So, what was the Dort song?
Sorry?
What was the Dort song?
Third song, I don't know yet. Maybe some Prodigy music. That would be, and the fourth would be, I don't know.
Okay.
That would be the next question.
All right. Now that we have the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays Johnny? And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Who's gonna act Johnny in the movie?
Yes.
I don't know. There's no one like me. Yeah. I recently just watched the Iron Claw movie, and it was kind of like weird to see what was the guy's name who played the
Zac Efron?
Yeah, Zac Efron. Yeah, it was really weird to watch him being a wrestler, but yeah, it's always difficult because you basically know only the famous actors and not so much the unknown actors, and so it would be, and you would always want the actor to look at least a bit like you. So yeah, I don't know who would be would be playing me. And there would have to be two different actors, because there would be the younger me and there would be the older me.
So leave it up to casting.
Yeah, maybe I would have Chris Hemsworth to play my older me role.
That works. Now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
Tough question. I don't have such kind of persons in my life that would have been in significant roles on that matter. Like for example, wrestling wisely, I would say the only significant person in my wrestling life has been Starbuck, for example. But in my other life, he has no part of. So he would be only playing the part where he's coaching me, and then maybe have a couple of matches. But
he can't play himself. He is an actor.
Yeah, but people that have been in my life, there's no been significant persons who would have had like a big impact or role on that matter. Of course, besides mother and father, like they are always, everybody has a mother and father, or at least either one of them in their life in the beginning, being a really big part of the life. But yeah, after that, I've been, like I said, a lone wolf, so self-made man, pretty much.
Okay.
Like just people come and go and stay on the backgrounds, but nobody has been like really impacting my life so far.
I gotcha. I mean, either way.
Sorry to disappoint you with this. There would be just a bunch of people coming and going, like a door swinging all the time.
No worries. It's still sounding like a great movie, a blockbuster to say the least, and you can pre-order the tickets now. Alright, on to a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
I say yes.
Okay, so you are pro pineapple on pizza.
I actually like it. Pineapple in a pizza. It gives you a little bit juice on it. If you want something sweeter on a pizza, put a pineapple on it. If you don't want any sweet on a pizza, don't put a pineapple on it. Sometimes, usually my thing is I'd always order two pizzas. One, the salty one, and one with a little bit something sweet on it, like paprika or pineapple or something like that.
Okay. What's your spirit Pokemon?
That's a question that you're asking from a person who was too old already when the Pokemons came. So I don't know Pokemon characters.
Fair enough.
Is there any wolves?
Yes, I do believe there is a couple of wolves.
All right. Any I don't know. Well, I guess I would be some of the wolf characters, I guess, then. I don't know. Really hard to say. It's because it's more about the character itself than the personality than the what the character is.
I gotcha. I have I'm drawing a blank on their names right now, but there are definitely wolves in Pokemon.
So just need to find one that is closest to me as a person.
Yeah. Right. Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
Would you repeat the beginning of the question?
Yes. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? An actual literal Rock?
Wrestling against actual literal Rock?
Yes.
That is a wrestling-wisely tough question. It's like a tricky question on a way, because there's a joke about wrestling with the broomstick. I think everybody who have been involved in wrestling world knows this joke about, well, it's not a joke, but it's like a thing that if you're a good wrestler, you can wrestle a good match with a broomstick in a ring, kind of thing.
Right.
And so this broomstick could as well be a literal rock. So if you're a good wrestler, you can do a good match, even if you're fighting only against a literal rock. So basically, yeah, that would be possible, but then you would have to really question that if wrestling has any meaning anymore. Like I've seen matches, I think in Japan or somewhere, where somebody wrestles a doll, like actual doll, and it just like makes you question, like, if there has been any questions about legitimate is the English words,
Legitimacy.
of wrestling, then seeing that kind of videos, then like that would just give the stupid people, the possibility to say, oh, wrestling is fake. Like, yeah, kinda. No shit, Sherlock. There's the things that are real, and then there's the things that are magic.
Right. Well, just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Wrestling 2 weeks with the rock.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I would be tired. Can I have a lunch break?
How do you think he felt? He actually wrestled matches while he was wrestling The Rock.
There's like concepts that are just weird.
Yes.
but like there would be no point in it. Like that would be just boring. Like, of course, nowadays the people are weird though, so somebody actually might be watching. But that would be just stupid and weird, in my opinion, to have a 2-week Iron Man match with the Rock. How much it wouldn't be very like intense, to be honest, because let's say even actual Iron Man matches that last for 1 hour, then you just kind of say you have to save yourself from killing yourself, and yet still you kind of drop the intensity of the match too much, and it's really hard, man, to keep it interesting for long. So 2 weeks would be
On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, hopefully still wrestling, hopefully still having one more run for Slam Championship, maybe. I have decided that I am not gonna retire from wrestling until I've wrestled longer than Starbuck. So I still have a lot to go for. But I started when I was 18, so I have a good advantage there. But
Now you just have to wait for Starbuck to retire, which seems like that's never going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And most definitely not gonna retire before Adler quits, because when Adler retires from wrestling, then I can say I'm the last one remaining from the original wrestlers of Finland. But yeah. So yeah, in 5 years, I hopefully see myself wrestling still, and hopefully having more time to train more, because last years have been quite exhausting and weird because of the pandemic and having the kid and everything in my life nowadays. So hopefully back on a track to get myself to a better shape and being able to compete on a higher level, let's say so.
All right. And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off what you are all about as a pro wrestler?
The people should go see what?
What is a match people should go see of yours that shows you off best as a pro wrestler?
Like it's a difficult question. Like on that matter of like, let's say 2017, I was on the best shape of my life in physical condition. But then again, in the beginning of my career, wrestling career, when I was doing the high flying stuff, I was more, well, don't go to watch that stuff. But then again, I think nowadays my wrestling wise matches have been on their best. Like nowadays, I have more self-confidence, I have experience, I have better understanding of how to make good matches, and therefore I make very good matches nowadays, best ones of my life on that matter of like wrestling wise. Of course, they are not necessarily as energetic as they were on my prime, but and that's the reason why I hope I'll be back in the shape again, in a better shape again soon enough. But yeah, I'd say to go to see, there was just the Slam Wrestling YouTube channel. They just uploaded me and CJ Rawlings from England. We had a good match in an American car show last, I think it was April. So it was a good match, for example, to watch.
And I will, if that match is indeed on YouTube, I will grab the link and I will put it in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox for anybody that hasn't seen it, wants to see it, wants to re-see it after this interview.
Yeah, and then there's like a Slam Wrestling Day. We have the Thriller TV, the Fight TV, Thriller TV. I don't what do you call channel there, but like you can see our shows. We are uploading them there all the time. The Thriller TV. So, but if of course it's a pay to stream service. So yeah, of course you would have to subscribe. I think there's the 7 days free trial, but yeah, Thriller TV and go to see your Slam Wrestling. For example, also there's a lot of other matches from me too, like the one that I had with the Adler in the February, I think.
All right, and you could definitely go subscribe to Driller as well.
Yeah, but most important, like the real Johnny Ryder on YouTube. Also, I have a couple of matches there, but they're the old ones. I've uploaded there.
And the link to your YouTube page will be in the description as well.
Yeah.
And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom. This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Right.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Johnny McMetal, thanks you for the interview and see you around the ring.
This is the speed round. Greatest wrestler of all time. Hello?
Greatest wrestling.
Yeah.
Greatest wrestling. Sorry, I didn't get it.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time?
Me just saying that I'm the greatest wrestler of all time.
Um,
Right?
No. I'm asking
No?
you, who is the greatest wrestler of all time?
Who is... Oh, yeah, the final question. Who's the greatest wrestler of all time? I would say that it has been Stone Cold Steve Austin, in a matter of like he's a good wrestler in the technique wise, but most of all he has the charisma and intelligence to he's entertaining. He's no match of his is boring to watch. He has it all. All the skills that you need for being a great wrestler, he has it. And he also was a big part of revolutionizing the wrestling to more entertaining from just being just wrestling. So I'd say Stone Cold Steve Austin is the greatest of all time.
Who is the worst wrestler?
Worst. There's so many. There's so many. I don't even know where to begin. There's so terrible wrestlers in the world that should not be wrestling.
Would you like the default answer?
Would I like to be?
Would you like the default answer if the person that will give you a name?
For example, like let's say, if you think about the wrestling world that we all know, so let's go to WWE and pick up like what is the Hornswoggle or whatever the midget guy. Like, for example, why was he wrestling? Why?
Right. So,
for example, there's so much like stupid things done in a wrestling world that are just taking off the point of wrestling.
I gotcha. You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Can it be someone who's not wrestling anymore, or does it have to be someone that's still wrestling?
Anybody you want.
Anybody. Now, wrestling-wise answer would be someone that makes me look good. So I think it would be somebody like HBK or Harper Kid or what's the Dolph Ziggler's? He's now wrestling with the other name.
Nick Nemeth.
Yeah, he's very good. He's very talented. Makes his opponents looks very good. But if I would choose somebody that's just like a fantasy booking, it would be like, of course, it would be then the Stone Cold Steve Austin. But Never Meet Your Idols would be the destruction of that. So maybe it would be The Rock. Maybe then, because he was too self-centered, I think. So that he would just take the all the attention to himself and not to their opponent at all. So hard picks. But I think it would be I would go for one-time fantasy booking with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
All right. If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Entrance music for myself.
Yes.
I like my current one really much. So it's a blue style. artist. The track name is Superhero Showdown. It's kind of exactly something that I wanted my entrance theme to be, and I found it. So yeah, I still pick the same that I already have.
All right. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is.
Kayfabe is okay.
We would have also accepted taste great on toast. Squash. Vegetable. Is it a vegetable or is it a fruit? Johnny?
I'm just trying to figure out what is squash.
Kind of looks like a pumpkin.
I need to Google this one.
You are not allowed to Google the answer.
No, just the what it looks like, because it's a sports. I don't even know what that is. I say it's a vegetable.
It is a fruit. It has seeds, so it's tomato logic.
Okay, I don't know. I've never eaten one before, so I have no idea what.
New Japan wrestler Tai Chi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question: what is the appropriate amount of butt cheek to show in trunks?
What is the right amount of butt cheeks in trunks?
Yes. How much coverage?
None. Coverage. Cover it all.
Full coverage.
Full covered.
All right. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No, never had.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Thank you for inviting me to this interesting interview.
Well, we like to keep it interesting for our guests.
Yes.
Can you tell us once again where we can find you on social media?
You can find Johnny McMetal on social media. Just write Real Johnny Writer on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and you'll find me.
And merchandise is at the show, correct?
Sorry?
Merchandise. It's at the show.
Merchandise at the show. Yeah, at the show. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have online shop, so yeah. All my merchandise is on live events only. So far.
And you don't have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give him a damn follow, and if you're in Finland, buy a damn shirt. Right.
Come to see the show.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us tomorrow as we interview Dylan Broda and follow see us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. Follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram. And follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
All right.
For our special guest Johnny McMetal, Calico Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling Wit
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.